بأقل قدر ممكن، يعني قدر ضئيل جدا من الرؤية. إذا تي 11 لازلنا في التصفية الثالثة من هذا السباق. 400 متر في هذا السباق، 4 لاعبات، 4 لاعبات. في الحارة السبعة الأسبانية ليا بيل كوينتانا، في الحارة الخامسة ديانا لورا من المكسيك، وفي الحارة الثالثة اللاعبة بفيليا بويا من أنجولا، وأخيرا البرازيلية ثاليتا فيكتوريا. 3 برازيليات، واحدة في كل تصفية. على فكرة لوائح الاتحاد الدولي للمعاقين تسمح بحد أقصى 3 لاعبات من دولة واحدة أو 3 لاعبين من دولة واحدة في كل سباق. مش كده البرازيل تستغل الحد الأقصى للعدد المسموح به. التصفية الرابعة بمشاركة 4 لاعبات. شفنا من التصفية الأولى تأهلت اللاعبة البرازيلية تيرا، والتصفية الثانية أيضا. ادي اهو السباق، وابتدت المسافات تقرب. احنا دلوقتي في الستريت الأول أو الخط المستقيم 100 متر، ثم نبدأ في الكيرف الثاني اللي هو 100 متر، وننتهي بالخط المستقيم اللي هو 100 متر الأخيرة. شايفين اهو المساعد للعداءة يرافقها كظلها زي ما بنقول، دايما يكون وراها بخطوة ويوجهها، يقول لها امشي على الاستريت او نحود شوية يمين. اهو تقترب البرازيلية ثاليتا فيكتوريا، وبالفعل جيب دقيقة و90 من المئة جزء من الثانية. البطلات ادي البرازيلية ثاليتا فيكتوريا، زي ما قلت لحضراتكم في التصفية الأولى كانت نتيجتها هي الأفضل، لأن صاحبة الرقم العالمي البرازيلية تيرازينيا جابت 58-88 وتأهلت. في التصفية الثانية لهذا السباق اللاعبة الصينية ليو سيكونغ أيضا جابت 58-12 من 100 وتأهلت. وهي التصفية الثالثة والأخيرة. التصفية الثالثة والأخيرة البرازيلية ثاليتا تتأهل وتسجل دقيقة كاملة و96 من 100 جزء من الثانية. ادي اهو زي ما احنا شايفين ثاليتا بعد ان انهت السباق هي تجلس. بيسموا هذا السباق حتى في الأسوياء السباق قاتل للرجال. اتأهلت البرازيلية، واللاعبة الأنجولية عملت أفضل بيرفورمانس ليها أو أفضل أداء ليها هذا العام، دقيقة و3 ثواني. هو أفضل أداء لكنها لم تتأهل. أفضل مستوى ليها شخصي، أفضل رقم شخصي ليها اللي هي بنسميها بيرسونال بيست أو الرقم الشخصي. أدي هذا المتصدر سعيد محمديان اللاعب الإيراني المتصدر حتى الآن. وادي جاب كام؟ 14، بس هو جاب 14-54. هو 14 ويمكن سنتيمترات قليلة اهو، نزلت على الخط بالظبط بتاع ال 14 متر. سعيد محمديان يتصدر ويليه على طول البريطاني صاحب الرقم العالمي آليت ديفيز. ها هو بكده نهينا اهو 13-97. سعيد محمديان عنده رقم افضل. ده المحاولة الثانية في دفع الجلة. والان نعود سريعا الى الاستوديو التحليلي مع الزميل مهدي راضي وضيوفي الكرام في الاستوديو التحليلي، على امل ان نعود مرة اخرى معكم مع فعاليات هذه السباقات. اليوم الاول لبطولة العالم لألعاب القوى لذوي الاحتياجات الخاصة، الدوحة قطر 2015.
شكرا لك طارق الأدور. أهلا بكم مشاهدينا الكرام من جديد. إذن كما تابعنا هناك نهائيات تتواصل، لا سيما في مسابقات رمي القرص رجال، وأيضا دفع الجلة رجالا وإناثا. الآن سنتحدث مع محللي هذا الاستوديو عن التصفيات التي اختتمت قبل قليل، والخاصة بال400 متر سيدات تي 11 أو الخاصة بفاقدي البصر. إذن كابتن سامي، صاحبة الرقم القياسي العالمي البرازيلية التي تألقت واستحوذت وسيطرت على السلسلة الأولى، أيضا الثانية كانت للصين والثالثة للبرازيل. هل هذه المسابقة هي تخصص برازيلي الآن في هذا لدى ذوي الاحتياجات الخاصة؟
هي بالنسبة للسباقات البصرية إناث متخصص برازيلي من 8 سنوات.
نعم.
لكن حسب التصفيات واللي صار اليوم نلاحظوا الصينية هي الفافوريت،
يعني المرشحة
للفوز حسب الأرقام التصفيات. وهذه تصفيات يعني في النهاية بشوف مباراة شديدة بين البرازيلية والصينية، يعني وبش يكون التتويج بين البرازيليتين والصينية.
نعم. كابتن إيهاب، ربما دائما السؤال بخصوص مسابقة 400 متر لفاقدي البصر أو تي 11، يعني حاملة الرقم القياسي العالمي موجودة مرشحة أيضا بقوة. هل بإمكان الصينية أن تزيحها عن عرش ذهب هذا الاختصاص؟
هو الاثنين على فكرة قريبين، دي 58-68 والصينية 58-18، فالأرقام قريبة. لكن البرازيل عادة داخله بقوة استعدادا لأولمبياد ريو دي جانيرو.
نعم.
فبيجهزوا من دورة لندن اللي فاتت، فبيجهزوا معسكرات. وبعدين أهمية البطولة دي إن هتبقى إن شاء الله مؤهلة لريو دي جانيرو. فالبرازيل أنا أعتقد إن هيكون لها دور في 400 متر، وخاصة إن اللاعبات البرازيليات هن بطلات العالم السابقات.
نعم، وربما أهمية هذا الحدث العالمي تكمن أيضا في قيمة الرهان المنتظرة، وهو التأهل إلى أولمبياد ريو دي جانيرو المنتظرة الصيف المقبل هناك في البرازيل. تحدثنا مشاهدينا الكرام عن تصفيات 400 متر تي 11 أو الخاصة بفاقدي البصر. أتحدث عن الإناث. النهائي سيكون منافسة قوية بين 3 برازيليات وعداء صينية. أذكر فقط أنه الآن ستبدأ منافسات تصفيات 400 متر رجال، وهي الخاصة بفئة تي 20. أعود إلى طارق الأدوار.
شكرا لك زميلي مهدي، وأعود معكم مرة أخرى أعزائي مشاهدي قناة الكأس في كل مكان. وهذا السباق الهام جدا، سباق 400 متر رجال من فئة تي 20، وهو لذوي الإعاقة الذهنية. هذه السباقات طالما دخلنا في العشرينات يبقى في إعاقة ذهنية من أنواع مختلفة. ولو جت فرصة بقول لكم إيه هي الفوارق بين هذه الإعاقات الذهنية. ولكن التصفية الأولى بها 7 لاعبين، وتنطلق التصفية الأولى 400 متر بيسموه السباق القاتل للرجال. صاحب الرقم العالمي هو البريطاني ألان ستيوارت، ورقمه 46-72. ولدينا الآن 7 لاعبين، ولكن في لاعب لم يبدأ السباق اللي هو اللاعب الفنزويلي بريلا. بداية لم يبدأ السباق، عشان كده قدامنا في المضمار الآن 6 لاعبين فقط، ونشوف مين المتقدم. والكيرف الأخير ثم الستريت، منافسة قوية جدا في الحارة الثالثة بين البولندي دانييل والحارة الخامسة الآن يتقدم الإيطالي، يتقدم الحارة الستة يفوز بهذه التصفية الإيطالي. يا الإيطالي رود لورين. وادي أهو أمامنا الوينر بهذه التصفية أو الفائز بهذه التصفية، وسجل رقم 51-19. الرقم العالمي 46-72، رقم يعني نقدر نقول انه قريب من ارقام الاسوياء. على فكرة في هذه السباقات بنشوف متحدي الإعاقة بيعملوا ارقام رائعة جدا. زي ما قلنا الاول والثاني يتأهلوا مباشرة، يبقى بالتالي تأهل الإيطالي رود لورين وتأهل الأسترالي ألبرتو كامبل بزمنين متقاربين 51-19 ثم 51-54، ويتأهل هذا الثنائي على حساب الياباني تشوتا اللي جاب رقم أقل 52-54، ثم الأسباني جاء في المركز الرابع فرناندو إنريكي وجاب 52-99، وفي 2 عدائين لم يكمل السباق. واحد لم يبدأ السباق الفنزويلي إديكسون، والبولندي دانييل لم يكمل السباق، عشان كده في 5 عدائين هم اللي أكملوا السباق وتأهل من خلاله أهو زي ما احنا شايفين الثنائي رود لورين وألبرتو كامبل في التصفية الأولى ل 400 متر من فئة 400 متر رجال من فئة T20. T20 هي أكبر أو أعلى إعاقة ذهنية. لو قلنا بداية من 2021 يبقى أقل في الإعاقة الذهنية. على فكرة كل ما تزيد في الرقم كل ما الإعاقة تقل، سواء في أي نوع من أنواع المسابقات، سواء المسابقات 10 و11 و12 للمكفوفين. 10 الكود 10 ده أعلى إعاقة هو 10. ونعود مرة أخرى إلى دفع الجلة. دفع الجلة على مستوى الرجال والمنافسة حامية الوطيس، والبرازيلي سوزا، البرازيلي ماورو إيفاريستو دا سوزا، اللاعب البرازيلي ماورو إيفاريستو دا سوزا جايب 12-58. ومرة أخرى دفع الجلة مع اللاعب الفرنسي بدر توزي، ودفع الجلة من الدائرة. لا ده رقم قليل 10 وشوية. ادي دفع ادي بدر الفرنسي. انما يعني زي ما احنا شايفين الارقام لا زالت على صدارتها. الايراني سعيد محمديان، بدر توزي الفرنسي 10-54. رقم 10-54 يعني يضع ضمن المؤخرة في هذا السباق القوي جدا. دعونا نستمتع بهذا البطل البريطاني آليت ديفيز صاحب الرقم العالمي هذا اللاعب. وادي دفعة للجلة جميلة جدا، هو كان نفسه انها تيجي احسن من كده. آليت ديفيز واحد من الابطال من النجوم الكبار في هذه الدورة اللي يعني ينتظر منهم تحقيق نتائج جيدة جدا في هذه الدورة. ولكن الإيراني سعيد محمديان يتفوق حتى الآن أهو زي ما احنا شايفين. كان يتمناها دفعة للجلة أفضل من كده. على فكرة بالمناسبة مسابقات الرمي كل مسابقة تسمى بالمسمى اللي هو الحقيقي. طبعا أهو آليت ديفيز جاب دي محاولة خاطئة لأنه عدى الدائرة اللي قطرها 2 متر و 13 من 100 يعني 13 سنتي القطر بتاع الدايرة. ادي الارقام اهو في المقدمه. لازال سعيد محمد يان بالقفز بالدفعه الاولانيه للجله اللي هي 14.54. يليه آلت ديفيز وهو صاحب الرقم العالمي 14.19 تاني افضل الارقام. ثم فرانك تينماير الالماني هو الثالث بافضل دفعه للجله 12.90. ثم في المركز الرابع ايضا الجنوب افريقي تيرون بيلي بدفعه 12.96 في المحاوله الثانيه. هذه هنبدا الستارت ليست الثانيه او التصفيه الثانيه لسباق 400 متر عدو. دايما على فكره لما نقول 400 متر نقول عدو. مسابقات 100 و200 و400 كلها بنسميها عدو. التصفيه الثانيه من فئه تي 20 اللي هي الاعاقه الذهنيه الاعلى. اعلى درجه من الاعاقه الذهنيه هي ال20. العشرينات زي ما قلنا كلها اعاقه ذهنيه. الثلاثينات الشلل الدماغي. في الاربعينات اي رقم 40 41 42 وهكذا البتر. ثم الخمسينات الشلل اللي هي بتبقى كلها على الويل تشير او على الكرسي المتحرك. زي ما احنا شايفين لدينا في التصفية الثانية 7 عدائين. الروسي ارتم موراتوف، الاسباني ديومبيل رودريغيز، الاسترالي تيموثي فوستر، الياباني ريوتا كيتامورا. هذا ريوتا كيتامورا واحد من العدائين اللي هتتفرجوا عليهم التصفية الثانية. كيتامورا يعني من العدائين الحقيقة اللي كان فيه تسليط للأضواء عليهم. هنشوف مع بعض صاحب الرقم العالمي هو ألان ستيوارت البريطاني، مسجل 46.72%، وهذا الرقم تحقق في 2013 منذ عامين. بدأت انطلاقة سباق 400 متر عدو رجال لفئة تي 20 أو تي 20 اللي هي فئة الإعاقة الذهنية. بيسموا هذا السباق القاتل للرجال، طبعا للرجال والسيدات. شفنا تصفيات السيدات أيضا، والمنافسة القوية بين الصينية ليو والبرازيلية تيرا. ادي اهو ندخل في الجولة الأخيرة والمرحلة الأخيرة الستريت الأخيرة، والتقدم الآن في الحارة. يا سلام يا سلام يا سلام على الحارة، في الحارة الخامسة. التقدم في هذه التصفية للبرازيلي اللاعب دانييل مارتن البرازيلي، هو الفائز بهذه التصفية ويتأهل. التصفية الثانية لل 400 متر يفوز بها هذا اللاعب البرازيلي. ناقص لنا تصفية ثالثة والأخيرة. دانييل مارتن تأهل 48-84، دي التصفية الثالثة. ادي البرازيلي دانييل مارتن، وراه الاسباني ديلبر رودريغيز 49-95، 2 تأهلوا. ادي البرازيلي يغرد خارج السرب، يغرد خارج السرب لوحده خالص، سابق بمسافة يعني بينه وبين رودريغيز الاسباني ثانية و11 من 100. تخيل اهو، بصوا 48-84 و49-95، يعني ثانية كاملة وكمان 11 من 100 جزء من الثانية. ده طبعا بيبقى كتير جدا. ده البيرسونال بيست أو أفضل رقم ليه شخصي. يا سلام على العداء أو المتسابق اللي يحقق أفضل رقم شخصي ليه على مرأى ومسمع من العالم في بطولة عالمية كبيرة كما هو الآن في بطولة العالم لألعاب القوى لذوي الاحتياجات الخاصة أو لذوي الإعاقة الدوحة 2015. ادي اللاعب الجنوب افريقي في دفع الجله، لازلنا في دفع الجله رجال، وانهينا 3 محاولات، وبعد راحه بسيطه يبدا الجوله الثانيه ب3 محاولات اخرى. جت كام؟ اللاعب الجنوب افريقي هو في المركز الرابع حتى الان في التصنيف العام، 12 وشويه. الجنوب افريقيا 12 96 افضل رقم ليه في المحاولات ال3 الاولى. عنده محاوله خاطئه والان لازال رقمه 12 96 هو الافضل لانه جاب 12 بس في المحاوله الرابعه. وننتقل الى اللاعب الصيني. في 3 صينيين هنا. ده الصيني فو يان لونغ، الصيني فو يان لونغ. هنشوف افضل حاجه لفو، افضل رقم ليه 11 64 اهو. 11 64 قدامنا بالاخضر هو الرقم الافضل ليه. والمحاوله الرابعه جاب كام؟ جاب قبل 12 بس قد يكون هذا الرقم هو الافضل ليه قرب ال 12 لان هو عنده 11 64 كافضل ارقامه. شوف الرقم ده كام، هيطلع افضل ارقامه تقريبا. شيء رائع. ادي فوق جاب كام؟ 11 45 يعني اقل حتى من رقمه الافضل اللي هو 11 64. والان ننتقل الى اللاعب اللوكسمبورغ توم هاشيد. توم هنشوف هيعمل المحاولة الرابعة بتاعته لتوم. أفضل محاولاته هي 11 78. دفع الجلة من المسابقات اللي تفوق فيها العرب. فاكرين كلنا البطل المصري ناجي أسعد اللي كان يقترب جدا من الأرقام العالمية. دفع الجلة فئة تي، فئة اف.
الفعالية المقبلة على المدوار سباق 400 متر T20 رجال السلسلة الثانية.
And on the track, men's 400 meter T20 round 1. This is heat 2 of 3, and the first two will automatically qualify for the final, and the next two fastest from across the 3 heats. Start list is on the screen for you. Run through the athletes. It's Muratov of Russia in 2, then Rodriguez of Spain in 3, Costa of Australia in 4, Kinamaru of Japan in 5. Tim Foster's got his family in, obviously, in the home straight. Welcome to you. Mod of Malaysia is in 6, noisy lot of Fosters. In 7, it's Chong of Hong Kong, China, and Taylor of Venezuela is in lane 8. Heat 2. Round 1, men's 400 meter T20. That is our next action on the track. While we wait for that event to get underway, news from the F56 discus is that Lakan Musayev of Azerbaijan has moved up into second place with the season's best 37.86, still some way behind the leader, Ali Mohammedyari of Iran, who went out to 44.97 with his third attempt. And that means that Rudzi of Bulgaria is now down in third place. Still very early stages, though, of that competition. There on the screen you can see Tim Foster from Australia. Set his lifetime best this year, 52.33, wears 106.8. Fastest man in the field. He's on the wide outside. He's Arturo Paiva of Venezuela, who's been sub 49 seconds a couple of times, and once this season, 48.77. Is the season's best. There's Kinamaru of Japan. In lane 6 is part of Malaysia.
Audio marks.
So here we go then, heat 2 of the men's 400 meter T20. And it's a good start from Rodriguez in Spain in lane 3. Also going well is Mod of Malaysia. Down the back straight they go, here's Mohammed.
انطلاقة قوية بالنسبة لهذا السباق، وندخل بعد قليل المنعرج الثاني والأخير نتعرف على متصدر الترتيب. نذكر بأن الأولين وكذلك صاحبي أفضل توقيتين يتأهلون مباشرة إلى السباق النهائي. ندخل الآن الخط المستقيم وفي صدارات في الحارة الثالثة، وننقل الإضافة الأولى من طرف الطريق كذلك الإسباني في صدارة الترتيب يفوز بالمركز الأول.
Well, we've got a race on our hands here, and Muratov coming through strongly. Piper on the wide outside. It's going to be between these two. Very close on the line, but Artem Muratov of Russia, I think, has got that one. It's sub 50 unofficially, 49.99. It's confirmed. That will be the first time that Muratov has gone under 50 seconds. What a time to set a lifetime best here in the IPC Athletics World Championships. And he's beaten the fastest man in the field on paper. There is your winner, Artem Muratov of Russia. Times coming through on the scoreboard. Muratov has indeed set that new lifetime best. The first time he's got under 50 with 44.94. Fiber in second place, 50.04. They are the two automatic qualifiers. And especially for the Tim Foster fan club, confirmed in fifth, 52.68. Round 1, 2, 2 and 3. So we've got to go to Russia. Spain 3, Costa Australia in 4. They're up of Japan in 5, of Malaysia in 6. John of China in 7. And Fiber of Venezuela in 8.
Athletes in the 2020 skills have Paralympic
الفعالية القادمة على الميدان الوثب الطويل 13 رجال.
Action coming, taking part for our first road race. We're back on the track. Time to tell you that the men's long jump T13, that final is about to get underway down on the back straight. He's in lane 2. Was a best of 53.31, 53.54 this season. And keep your eye on Shvedkov going well in lane 2.
في الصدارة كما كان مرتقبا يفجيني شفيدكوف حامل الرقم القياسي العالمي والرقم القياسي للبطولة في صدارة الترتيب. الآن يقترب من الخط المستقيم وبسهولة يقود هذا السباق نحو التأهل إلى السباق النهائي. الثلاثة الأوائل ذكر بالنسبة لهذه الفئة في السباق الأخير وأسرع توقيتين.
Wonderfully relaxed running style of Yevgeny Shvedkov, who's chasing 4 gold medals here, only looking over his shoulder. Looks like he's home and hosed in this one. Very nice piece of controlled sprinting by the Russian, and comes through unofficially in 57.70. First 3, a reminder, go through to the final and the next 2 fastest. But there he is, the man on your screen, wearing 2257. You'll see a lot of him at these championships. Here come the official times, 57.65 for Shvedkov. 5.7 and the third automatic qualifier is Abayev, also of Russia, in 59.46. Season's best for Chimian of China in 4.
كما تابعتم على سبورة على يمين المنصة الشرفية لائحة المؤهلين مباشرة إلى السباق النهائي. الثلاثة الأوائل أذكر وأبرزهم الروسي يفجيني شفيدكوف الذي تبقى الثاني في 36.4 متر بالنسبة للرجال. ونتعرف على أفضل إنجازين بعد نهاية السباقين.
And an update for you from the men's discus throw F56 final. Change of leadership. Leonardo Diaz of Cuba is now in the lead with 45.10 season's best. 45.10 for the new leader in the men's discus F56. Running then, Heat 2, round 1, men's 100 meter T36. Republic of Ukraine has made a pretty strong start so lanes of 3 and 7 disputing things as they go down the back straight.
إذن هذا السباق سيحدد اللائحة النهائية للمتأهلين إلى السباق النهائي في 400 متر تي 36 لدى الرجال. انطلاقة قوية من الحارة 3 وهناك ملاحظة أيضا من الحارة 2 وباقي الحارات سنتعرف على المتصدر النهائي عند الدخول للخط المستقيم أيضا في الحارات الداخلية وفي خاصة في الحارة رقم 3 هناك انطلاقة قوية من طرف بورليك من المملكة المتحدة.
Well, Pavlik's been around for some time. He's got the championship record set 9 years ago, but it's going to be beaten on this occasion because Paul Blake is storming to the line for Great Britain, followed home by Will Denmark. Pavlik will have to be content with first place, but at least he will be an automatic qualifier. Unofficially 56.62 for Paul Blake. Blake, who has been sub 55 in his time. Come the times confirmed on the scoreboard. 56.62 for Blake, and an area record 57.32 for Will Stedman of New Zealand. New Zealand and Australia currently winning the prize for loudest fans here in Doha. Third place to Pavlik, the championship record holder, 57.65. That is going to be one strong final. Men's 400-metre T36 coming up later in the programme. That is not to be missed. Quite a lot of the field events are still in the very early stages, but beginning to get to the business end of things now. The men's shot put F42 final. 13 men entered the competition. They've been whittled down to the top 8, just to remind you that everybody gets 3 attempts in the field, and then the top 8 will have 3 further attempts. No change in the leadership though, still Mohammadian of Iran, 14.54, that was his very first put of the competition, leads the way from Alan Davis. He's had a couple of fouls, good looking fouls mind you, but fouls nonetheless in rounds 3 and 4. Tiedemeyer of Germany currently in the bronze medal position, and he in the top 8 and have 3 further attempts. No change in the leadership though, still Mohammadian of Iran, 14.54, very first competition, leads the way from Alan Davis. He's had a couple of fouls, good looking fouls mind you, but fouls nonetheless in round 3 and 4. 13.79 for Tiedemeyer, stays in the bronze medal position. Alan Davis, world record holder, defending champion, is next in the circle. Well, Davis claps his hands, looks happy for about the first time in this competition, gets the white flag. Now it's all about the measurement. And Davis takes the lead, 14.88 for the Welshman. That puts the pressure on Mohammadian of Iran, 14.88. It's a championship record as well for Alan Davis. That beats his 14.71 set in Lyon 2 years ago. Davis has come good again on the big stage.
السباق المقبل على الميدان على المنبار 200 متر طير 54 وهناك ايضا رمي الكره الحديديه.
We will keep a close eye on that shot put final, but next on the track it will be the men's 200 meter T54 round 1, heat 1.
Athletes in T51 to T54 classes differ with regard to their arm and shoulder functions, which impact on pushing a racing wheelchair. T54 athletes have full use of their arms and trunks.
Start list is on the screen for you. This is the first heat of 2 in this 200 meter T54 discipline. The first time we've seen the wheelchairs on the track here in Doha. The first 3 in each heat and the next 2 fastest will advance to the final.
On your marks. Start.
Defending champion Kenny Van Vegel of the Netherlands in this one. He's in lane 6, also holds the championship record of 25.08. Dutchman is looking to try and get out quick here.
انطلاق ايضا بسرعه القصوى في هذا السباق ونقترب من اللحظات الاخيره سرعه كبيره وبخاصه في الحاره رقم 6-7 اذا الدخول الخط المستقيم في هذه الاثناء.
And Vagel's going to take this one, gets home in just a slick under 26 seconds. It looks to me the clock didn't stop, so we'll give you the confirmed time as soon as it comes through to us. There he is, competitor 2:0.40 from the Netherlands. Is the unofficial winning time for Van Vegel of the Netherlands. Gonjan of Thailand, second automatic qualifier, 25.71. Good race from him. And also Chenyok of Russia, 25.97. They are the 3 automatic qualifiers to the men's 200 meter T54 final.
At 25.55, Konchen second, 25.71, Bichanov 25.97, and the rest all have to aim for Nicholas Almes. He's the best of the rest, 26.14.
So that's the first of the men's 200 T54s out of the way. Now to the shot put, Alan Davis.
2 fouls so far, 12.70. His best. Should I say 14.88 is his best at this stage. That one there, well, he's happy with that one. His last one wasn't so good. He's thrown 2 fouls prior to that. And that one there, good technique, got it away. That's a good distance there. As I said, 14.88, his best throw to date. And that one there looks like it's going to be close enough to it. Very happy with it coming out of the hand. Alan Davis, 14.88. He's got one more left to go. Alan Davis, defending champion. Didn't have the best of starts. Mahmoudin now getting himself ready.
And Davis in the lead with a new championship record, 14.88. He's beaten his old mark from 2 years ago in Lyon. So Mahmoudin has got a battle on his hands now. This is a great joust.
But what can he come up with?
He's been there or thereabouts so far in this contest. His 5th attempt. He's in 2nd place at the moment. 14.88 is what he needs to get to. It's more than 30 centimetres he needs to make up on his best throw so far. And away it goes, and that is no good. So the 5th throw for Mahmoudane ends in a foul, and he remains in 2nd place. Just not coming out the way that he wanted to, Mahmoudane, so he remains in 2nd, but now we look ahead back to the track for the 2nd heat in the men's 200 metres T54. And Leo Pakataki, who is the man who we're looking at in this race. Kenny Viegel, who won the opening race, but Pakatati is the only athlete in history to have won the 100 and 3 consecutive Paralympics in 2004, 2008 and 2012. But this is the 200. And away they go. It's Hightower for the USA in 1, Tati in 2, Chisaro in 3, Ciano in 4, Carter in 5, Jonathan in 6, Aldier in 7 and Shu in 8 as they come down the straight. That's Leo Pekatati, who is in 2nd place at the moment, because on this near side to us in lane 8 it is Mark Shu of Germany, who has gone across in a time of 25.44 seconds, just sneaking straight down the outside of everyone. It's been rounded up to 25.46 for Shu there. So the German goes through in 1st place. And Evan, some race there from the outside. How much more difficult is it being in that outside lane?
It can be very difficult being in the outside lane. You're not going to see, if you're in front, you're not going to see any athletes the whole race. And you know, all of us out there are competitors. We want to see, we want to be able to feel the other athletes and be able to crush them. You know, beat them, get in front. Running from lane 8 can be difficult, but also if you know you're going to win, it can be very easy. So in the heats, I'm not too fussed about being in lane 8 because I like to be out there and just relax.
Well, Shu goes through in 1st place there for Germany with a time of 25.46. Tati goes through with 26.12, so he qualifies through. And Carter of Australia, he also goes through. Samuel Carter in 3rd place there. So there's your 3 going through into the next round. So a definite 3 going through. Then we can see confirmation. Shu in 1st place. Leo Pekatati in 2nd in 26.12, 26.26. Samuel Carter going through in 3rd place. Now Hightower there in 26.84. Just had to get confirmation as to who is going to go through as the other qualifiers. And there we have it. Shu goes through first. Van Viegel, Konyen, Tati, Cheno, Carter, Almez, and Nagao of Japan, who takes 8th place.
So let's go back to the final round then of the men's shot put. And in 3rd place, Frank Tinnemeyer. His best to date, 14.33, the new lifetime best. This to round off the competition. Well, if he'd improved by 22 centimetres, that would have been 2nd place. As a final way past Mohammadian of Iran with that new Asian record. So it will be at least silver for the Iranian, and it might get better for him. With Tinnemeyer, another major championship medal to add to the collection. We'll be throwing in Rotation. Mohammadian and Davis. And it is Davis who's the second last to throw. The championship record of the previous round. 14.88. That's around the same mark. That is solid. And Davis with another very impressive throw. That might just be further. And if he is to come away with gold, how strongly he has been tested today by Mohammadian, who may yet have the final say. That's another brilliant throw, that touch to take, very close to 15 metres. And Davis improves his championship record to 14.95. Davis in pole position. So the final throw, Mohammadian, 14.54. He led early on. A new Asian record for Iran. Must improve by 42 centimetres to displace Davis. It comes down to this. This has to be the goal winning throw. And it won't be. It's gone down as a foul. It went beyond 15 metres. That was a sensational throw, but it's been red flagged, and Davis is our champion. Mohammadian takes the silver. The final throw went a long, long way, and he is literally beating himself up about it. 14.54 will be his best mark. Tinamar, the bronze, and Alan Davis is the world champion again. For the second time. Well, what a great triumph again for Alan Davis. And in the shot, 2 world titles, a European crown, and a Paralympic bronze medal. Three major championship golds in the shot, 3 major championship golds in the discus. It's not a bad haul in his career.
Not bad at all. And he spoke at yesterday's pre-meet press conference. He was in fine fettle. He believed that he was going to definitely win this event today, but if you look at how he's performed in his first 2 throws, getting better, his second 2 throws fouls, and then his last 2 throws, that was where he won this competition. Alan Davis, there's just confirmation of a Commonwealth record, or championship record I should say, of 14.95. Mohammadian, Asian record of 14.54, and a PB for Tinamai coming in 3rd place.
So back to the track and the women's 200 metres, T53, 2 heats in this. Samantha Kinghorn, the brilliant young talent. The 19-year-old goes in this along with Jill Moore of the United States. The T53, 200 metres. So it's the second highest wheelchair category. Kinghorn emerging in the past couple of years, and really how impressively this youngster has looked. So Frotton in 3, Rogers 4 of the United States, Lewis of Bermuda in 5, Kinghorn of Great Britain in 6, Kanishi Japan in 7, Jill Moore of the United States is in lane 8. So Frotton of Canada in 3, trying to get off to a very good start. Kinghorn as well will get going very quickly also. Frotton and Rogers doing their best not to get left behind straight away. Kinghorn has started this very well, and it looks like Lewis of Bermuda also, as they straighten up. It's Kinghorn and it's Lewis. Kinghorn of Britain, Lewis of Bermuda alongside it, and Kinghorn accelerating all the time. This is very good, solid work by Samantha Kinghorn. Lewis is in second place for Bermuda and Frotton's in third. 31.88, the winning time, a lifetime best set this year. And that a good way to start. Lewis behind all the way. Well, they've got a great scouting program in Great Britain. And Samantha Kinghorn, still a teen. The latest to come along that line. There's a lot in Britain who've been inspired by watching a Paralympic Games in their own land, and Olympic Games as well. It goes without saying. Kinghorn, that's when she was well in her stride, ahead of Lewis, who kept up with her to take the other qualifying mark, along with Jessica Frotton of Canada. That's the 1-2-3. Kinghorn back to fight in another race. We'll have to probably speed up a bit. Angie Ballard of Australia will be going in heat 2, and she will be a prime candidate for Kinghorn to take on, Evan.
Yeah, Angie Ballard's having a brilliant year. She's been around for a while, but this year she's just come alive. She's broken the world record earlier this year in the 400 metres, I believe, and she's just having a great season. I spoke to her on the phone the other week.
31.91 the winning time for Kinghorn of Scotland and Britain. Lewis in second place and Frotton in third.
As I said, I spoke to her the other week and we had a quick discussion about what events she wanted to do at the championships, because she wasn't sure whether she should go for one gold medal, that is, in one event, or spread herself out and see how well she can do across all the events. But I believe she's trying a couple of events here, so it'll be interesting to see how she goes.
Back to the field and a first look at the men's long jump T13. This is least visual impairment, and it's Per Jonsson of Sweden who's the first that we're going to see. Jonsson, a regular, solid competitor for a great athletics nation who's got looks to be beyond 6 meters. 7:01 is his season's best. It's the best of the field. Lifetime best is the best of the field as well. Used the board absolutely perfectly. Couldn't have asked any better than that. Other prime candidates in this should be even Cano of Spain and Vladislav Zlatanov of Bulgaria. But again, there's competition underway. Jonsson, very solid way to go. 7 meters 15, it's a new lifetime best. And he's way out in front by 40 centimeters ahead of Cano of Spain, who's got a 7.65. This is Egminas of Lithuania. 2 fouls early on. And doing his best to get back into the competition. There are only 7 in this, so they will have 6 attempts all the way. Per Jonsson, the reigning European champion. Ivan Cano Blanco of Spain, the silver medalist, and there was a Swede in third, Tobias Jonsson, who's not competing in this. Well, as long as he used the board, he's going to register a mark, but you know what? That's 3 fouls out of 3. The T11s, they have to use the guide on the launch pad, the clap, and that is so marginal. But them's the breaks. It is full IAAF rules. There's no charity for the visual impairment, and it's 3 fouls in a row for Egminas, and he is in trouble. Now this is the European silver medalist from Swansea last year, Ivan Cano, 6.92. Lifetime best set this year, 6.75 he did in the first round. Needs to improve by 40 centimeters to match Jonsson, and he would actually go in front and can back. He's got out a good distance, but is that enough, I wonder? 6.75 and 6.71 in his first 2 rounds. Could have used the board a little better, but not much better. Shades mandatory here. You don't want to be caught without them. 6:42. He stays in second place. No shade at the long jump pit. It's on the far side and the back straight.
Well, shades are compulsory. They're compulsory when you're out in the track events as well. Here's the second heat of the women's T100, 200, T53, 200 metres. De Bruyne of Switzerland in 1, Huang of USA running in lane 4, Sekretok of Thailand in 5, Dupont of Canada goes in 6, Abdikarimova of Russia in 7, and Angela Ballard, who Evan O'Hanlon spoke about at the age of 35, she goes from lane 8.
On your mark.
So away they go. Ballard out in lane 8. You would expect her to have something good in this race. A very fast timer, PB of 28.95, also a season best. She's away in lane 8. Coming up at De Bruyne of Switzerland in lane 3, though she's looking quite good on the inside there. And it's down the outside, it's Angela Ballard who's taken a quite comfortable lead. De Bruyne in second spot. They're going to be the first two to get through without a doubt. Let's just wait and see what the time is for Angela Ballard. She crosses the line there in 31.84, so not anywhere really near her best time, but in these conditions, 31.84, she'd be happy with that and going through in first place. She knew she was going to be there in the final anyway.
Yeah, again, a little bit of a formality for her, come through the heats and make sure she makes the finals. A little bit of contrast to the field events this morning with Alice Davis struggling early on and coming through, luckily, to pick up the gold. But she'll be happy with that. The wheelchair athletes do tend to be a little bit slower on a track that is good for standing athletes. We prefer a spongy track, whereas they prefer a harder track so that they get more feedback from the chair.
Just talk us through as far as when you're a favourite coming into a competition or when you're expected to win, how difficult does it become emotionally and mentally?
Look, it can be very easy and it can be very difficult. It depends what state of mind you wake up in. I think sometimes you get out there, and I've had both experiences. In Beijing, I got out for the 200-metre heats, and I was a mess because I'd already won the 100 metres. I'd broken the world record, and I kind of felt like, geez, everyone's watching me. They want me to break the world record again. But through my career, I've been able to get better at that and just relax and know that if I just execute my race, I'll win.
Well, there's confirmation. Angela Ballard going through in 31.86. De Bruyne coming through second. Dupont of Canada in third. And the Russian, Abdikarimova, in 35.26, who goes through as one of the fastest qualifiers. So there's your 8 going through to the final. Ballard, Kinghorn, Cooper Lewis, De Bruyne, Frotton, Dupont, Panishi and Abdikarimova. They're the 8 through to the final in the women's 200 metres T53.
City landscape of Doha as we return to the women's shot put F34, where all 6 throws are taken up once. We're catching up with Zhu Lihuan of China. 8:37 in the opening round. That is a brilliant lifetime best to go in front. 7 meters 90 had been her best prior to this. Jessica Hummel knocked out of the gold medal position. The New Zealander down to silver, and you get your 6 throws all at once. She's not coming back. Silver's the best she's going to do. Zhu is in the lead, and there's still 3 to throw.
Going
expecting great crowds in the evening because you don't have to be out in the sun all day. Let's return to the men's long jump. United States, Tyson Gunter, currently lying in third place with 6.56. Per Jonsson, the European champion, leading this at the moment with his lifetime best of 7.15.
Well, that certainly looks like it's a clear jump there. From the tough to see at first, but it certainly is a clean jump. There's no doubt whatsoever that. Waiting now to see what the actual distance is for Tyson Gunter. It is 6.44, so not as good as his second jump, so he remains in fourth place, does Tyson Gunter.
For Kazakhstan, Islam Salimov. .579 in the opening round, finding himself down in sixth place, so really needs to improve by about half a metre to get into contention with the medals without even getting into the medals. His lifetime best is 6 meters 30, which at the moment would be good enough for fifth, and he's in sixth, so maybe he's just about found his level, or remained at his level, probably to be more accurate. .608, it's an improvement, it's closer to his lifetime best, but he stays in sixth place.
So there we have it. Is that after the third round, it's Per Jonsson who leads with 7.15, a personal best for him, from Kano in second and Zlatanov in third.
So now let's cross to the T54, the fastest, the strongest wheelchair category, women's 200 meters, round one, heat one. Well, the starter said stand up, but we know what he means. So it's Helbling of Switzerland who's in lane 3. Bronze medalist in the 800 meters last year at the Europeans. Lefevre of the United States in 4. Konovalova of Russia in 5. Babalola of Nigeria in lane 6. Lifetime best this year of 29.75. And in lane 7, the reigning 100 meters European champion, Amanda Kataya of Finland. Gold in the 1, silver in the 4 last year at the Europeans, silver in the 2 in the last World Championships in Lyon 2 years ago. So we're the first time of asking, this particular event not competed for at the Europeans last year in Swansea. Kataya flying away in lane 7 at the moment, and Babalola on form, the only one who looks like she can live with her for now, in lane 6, and this is pretty much how it's panning out. Lefevre of the United States, the only other one to the 4, she's in third place, but it's Kataya showing her brilliant class. There's no Manuela Schär here this year. Edith Wolfer-Fellows, Swiss, not here either, competing in this one, and it's Kataya who takes the victory, and Lefevre coming up, and Babalola to take second place. 30.80 was the winning time. Down a little bit on the lifetime best set this year. But Katai with a very good victory. That'll be rounded up. Babalola did hang on for second place in the end, 32-32. And it was Konolova of Russia who's been given third place with a lifetime best. That's a mistake, certainly. It is undeniably Lefa-4 in third and Konovalova in fourth with the lifetime best. But Kataya, uncatchable with the victory. She's a strong contender for another medal here. There's no doubting that at all. Babalola and Lefa-4 were left to joust for second place, and Babalola just taking that in the end. But Kataya with a good firm triumph for Finland. They'll be aiming for more medals here. They normally, when they come to a major championships, a world championships, will come away with a serious amount of medals. They won 9 in Lyon. That was their best ever haul. Kataya takes the win, 30.83. Babalola second, 32.32. And third, Lefa-4, 32.38.
Well, let's go live to the long jump now, and it is Gunter. Here we are, live to the long jump, and the man who... Tyson Gunter there. Well, that is as close as you can possibly get to not being fouled by Tyson Gunter. Currently sitting in 5th position. Let's see how this one pans out for him. No, he couldn't put any tighter to the board there. 6.54, so it doesn't improve on his second jump of 6.56, and he remains in 5th position. Being led at the moment still by Per Jonsson, who jumped 7.15. This is the Bulgarian Zlatanov Bratislav, who's currently in 4th position. His 4th attempt here. So he needs to improve if he's getting to the middle positions. Currently in 4th, up to the board. Doesn't seem too happy with the jump. He's well behind the mark though, there's no doubt whatsoever, there's no foul there. So Zlatanov, who went into that jump in 4th position. He doesn't improve either on his earlier jump of 6.61, only 6.23 there, so he remains the Bulgarian in 4th position in the T13 long jump final. Well, I can tell you if you're out in the heat today, certainly plenty of sunscreen you have to have available here, and hats.
A few brave ones, huh?
There are a few brave ones there. I can tell you I'm sitting half in the sun and half out, so I'm going to look like I've got a trucker's tan come the end of the day.
There are only 4 morning sessions, by the way, and by the time we get underway at about 4 p.m. local time each evening, we've only got about 1 hour of daylight left. And how iconic this shot's going to be during the night. Now, this is the start list for the women's 200 metres, T54. Kotaya taking victory in the last one.
Yeah, Kataya in the last one, and this one, Hannah McFadden, the sister of Tatiana, both Russian-born, adopted to US parents. Of course, Tatiana McFadden not competing in these championships. She's preparing for the New York Marathon, which is a loss to these championships, but a gain to the New York Marathon with Tatiana McFadden competing in that. So what we've got here, lane 3, Vandenbroek of the Netherlands, Hannah McFadden of the USA in lane 4. Golyeva of Russia goes in 5. Madsen of the USA, the second of the USA athletes run in this event, goes from 6. And in 7, Kocherova of Russia
So McFadden with a season best of 29.99, the only one of these athletes to have gone under the 30-second mark this season. Just get them lined up now under starters' orders. Away at the first time of asking, and it's on the inside. I thought it was Vandenbroek who got away to a reasonable start. They get going over that first 50 or 60 metres now, and it's actually McFadden there who's come through in the lead around the straight there in the white vest. She's white helmet. She's taken the early lead there, has Hannah McFadden, and she just stretches out in front, but coming through on the outside and really challenging there is her compatriot Sherry Marsden. And Marsden is who's gone across and taken first place there in a time of 31.08 seconds. I said no one besides Hannah McFadden had broken under 30 seconds this year, and that one there, very tough to break the 30-second mark in these conditions. So across in her first place time, Sherry Marsden of the USA in 31.10, Hannah McFadden 31.33 going through in second place. So a quinella there for the Americans out of the 5 competing in this women's 200-metre T54. And what you'd expect there coming through, Evan, the Americans in the top 2 positions?
Yeah, it was. I think that was expected there, but the wind there, minus 2.7, it's really coming up. It's making it difficult for the athletes out on the track. We said they were good conditions. They were when we started earlier this morning.
They were. That, of course, if the wind had been blown around and gone in the other direction, it would be a lot simpler for them. But we have to also emphasise that the wind is certainly humid in that as well. In third place there, Margriet Vandenbroek of the Netherlands going through as the third qualifier. Personal best of 32.29 for the 5th placed athlete there, Gulieva of Russia. But 3 going through there, and that is your final. Kataya, Madsden, McFadden, Babilola, Vandenbroek, Helbring, Kocherova and Gulieva go through to the final of the 200-metre T34.
So let's return to the men's long jump final. This is the T13 for minimal visual impairment. And for Lithuania, it's been a struggle so far for this. A young 18-year-old uses a minus. Let's change that slightly. This young 19-year-old uses a minus. Today's his 19th birthday. He's had 4 fouls in a row. Well, things will be looking up if he didn't use the board at all, but you know something, that will count. That is a mark on the board. It was very, very short. It was 5 meters barely, I think, but it actually gets him on the board. He's at 4 fouls right at the start. They're the big technique problems pretty much today, obviously. The jumps have been relatively fine, actually, but knocking around 6 meters from him, barring the fact they've been fouls. And then when he does register, he took off very, very early. He didn't use the board at all. He was around 30, 40 centimeters shy of the line of the plasticine. And that's going to come up as 4 meters 34. That might even have been a 5-meter jump. He pulled out as well, because obviously it had gone wrong on him, but it's his best jump of the day. Islam Salimov of Kazakhstan is next.
Well, Salimov, his best so far, just the 6.12. So let's see if he can do any better on his 5th attempt. Well, that one certainly looks reasonable enough. Just wait to see whether he's got the red flag. Looks clear. Yeah, it's well behind the line on that one. Well behind. So Salimov in 6th position. It won't improve to be anywhere near the top, that's for sure. But he may well improve on his earlier jump. I promise you, we will know what he actually jumped. 6.10, so That is down 2 centimetres on his jump in the 4th round. So Chevarov in 3rd position. Good hang time in the air. The question is, though, did he go far enough to improve on his 3rd place position where he is at the moment? Well timed, well jumped. Good use of the arms getting through. Perfect technique. It all counts, though. It all counts now for the actual length and distance as he talks to his coach there. Just finds out what he needs to improve on for his next jump. But he appears happy with what he's actually done there. Will he be happy with what actually comes up on the big screen? So 6:53 is down on 6:65 of what he actually achieved in his last jump. So it must get more difficult for the athletes, obviously, as it goes through with the heat. We go back to Gunther,
whose birthday was yesterday.
Well, Downing knows all the details.
Turned 29.
5th attempt. So Gunther moving in. Well, that there looks as if he might have gone a little bit too far. Sometimes you can't tell, and he's miles over. You could tell from the board straight away, but the body language didn't give it away too much. So Tyson Gunther, a foul there on that jump, and he remains in 5th position. Does the American with the best of 6:56. So the Bulgarian Zlatanov, who's 4th. Let's see if he can improve. And that there sounds like he's given a big clatter to the board as he's taken off. And there's no doubt that's a foul. The staff coming in to clear up straight away, so that's a foul there for Zlatanov. So he doesn't improve on 4th position. So as it stands, it's Johnson, Blanco and Chevarov who fill the top positions. Up next it will be Per Jonsson, who leads at present with a 3rd round jump of 7 metres and 15. He looks pretty cool in the stands, there's no doubt in that whatsoever. Doesn't need a hat, he's just got the shades, bit of sun cream, and away you go. If I had skin like that, I'd be very happy to be out there with a bit of sunshine as well. With me, I'd burn up in a moment. So here we go. Jonsson getting the crowd really revved up for this jump. See if he can improve on his 3rd jump of 7:15. He's had 1 foul on the way. A 5.96 we started off on. So a happy enough start for the Swede. And his 3rd jump, which he was happy with, but since then, it hasn't been great. So let's see what he can come up with. The arms are out, he steadies himself. Sunglasses on, gets ready to move in. Well, that looks like it's gone way over the board with the foot as well. Not happy with that one. Per Jonsson, he'll stay in 1st position in this T13 long jump final. Yeah, at least half a foot length over the red line there for Jonsson. So not his best jump. That's a 2nd foul for him out of 5 so far in this competition. But as you can see, the 7:15, his 3rd jump, leaves him in opening position. So after the 5th round, Per Jonsson leads Blanco, who is 6:75. So there's 30 seconds difference there. And Chevarov Uzbekistani is in third position at the moment in the medal positions with 6.65.
So next event on the track is the men's 200 metres, T37. We've got the 100 metres champion from London 2012 in this, Fanny van der Merwe of South Africa. The treble world champion from Lyon 2 years ago. And treble European champion from Swansea last year, Andre Verdoven also. But Jelmer Bos of the Netherlands, he's in lane 3 and a good candidate in this, Evan.
Yeah, Andre used to compete as a T38 and he's been reclassified down to the T37, so he's become a great competitor in this class, obviously, because he's come from such great competition in my own class.
Well, from Ukraine, there's Andrei Onufrienko. It's the top 3 who qualify for the final, and the next 2 fastest losers. Andre Verdoven going in this, the world record holder from the World Championships in Lyon 2 years ago, the Stade de Rhône, 22.77. He's run 23.07 this year. See, that's the way to do it. We'll bring one of those tomorrow. So Bos, who in this category, T37, has run 24.56 in lane 3. Verdoven, 3 golds in last year's Europeans in Swansea, 3 golds in the last Worlds in Lyon. Fanny van der Merwe, gold at London 2012 in the 100 metres, silver in the 200 at the last World Championships in Lyon, and was on commentary duties last year in the Europeans in Swansea. Shang Guangzhou of China, silver in the 200 metres at London 2012. And also for Ukraine, Andrei Onufrienko, who's in lane 7. Bronze in the 200 and the 400 in last year's Europeans in Swansea.
الفعالية المقبلة على المنبر سباق 200 متر 37 رجال.
Back to the track we go now. Men's 200 meter T37, round 1, heat 1 of 2.
Classes T35 to T38 are allocated to athletes with coordination impairments who compete standing. The impairments typically affect the ability to control legs, trunk, arms and hands.
So Jelmer Bos, who's stepped down a category, had been T38, which was the, if you like, the strongest, fastest of the standing cerebral palsy events. The higher the last digit, then the lesser the impairment. So T37, the second least impaired, if you like, of the 4 standing events. So Bos in 3, van der Merwe 4, Verdoven 5, Shang 6, and Onufrienko 7. And they're away first time in Doha, and it's a very good start from Bos and van der Merwe as well on his inside, and Shang is absolutely flying for China. What a start this is by him. And Verdoven's now coming into his stride as well. You'd expect that from the waning world and European champion in the 3 fastest disciplines. Shang is holding out. Verdoven coming alongside, and Verdoven will just, I think, take him on the line. Shang in second place, and it's Fanny van der Merwe in 3rd, and that was top quality stuff. 23.03 unofficial, very, very fast indeed. 23.08 it's been rounded down to. Very impressive. Verdoven takes that. Shang 23.11. And van der Merwe then in 3rd, and that's only heat 1. Brilliant talent awaiting in the second heat after this. Well, Jacques had a good lead for a lot of it, but Verdoven taking him on the line, reeled him in, and that was a very, very good victory for Verdoven indeed.
Yeah, it was a great race. I was surprised how fast that Chinese boy came out of the blocks there. He really took it to them and forced a couple of them to switch on. I think a couple of them thought it was going to be a bit of a formality there, but he turned that into a bit of a race.
I think I just saw before it disappeared that replay that we had a new area record, new Asian record for...
Just took him on the line. Very, very well indeed. Now, Zhang might just have come through with a new Asian record there.
23.08 for Verdoven.
He was just beaten on the line. Verdoven wins it 23.08. Zhang in second for China, 23.11, a new Asian record. And Van der Merwe third for South Africa, 23.79. Under Franco and Boss have to wait for Heat 2.
Very strong headwind of minus 2.5 meters per second, which makes these lifetime bests and area records even more impressive.
So let's go back to the men's long jump T13 final. It's Latinov with his final attempt. 6.61, his best so far. Currently sitting in 4th position. So he's got some improvement to do. He doesn't look too happy with it though. If he wants to improve and get into those middle positions, nothing the matter with the actual takeoff. Probably a few centimetres shy of where he wanted to be. The Bulgarian. Now he just awaits to see what the distance is. But he's walking away. You can always tell by the body language he doesn't look rather impressed. So it would appear as though he's going to stay in 4th position. And that's exactly what's going to happen because he's jumped 6.44. So he will finish in 4th position for the T13 men's long jump final. Still being led by Per Jonsson with his 7.15. He jumped in his 3rd round. There is the man in question as he lines up for his 6th and final attempt. Regardless of what he does in this jump, he will still be leading the competition. The only question is, can he improve on the 7.15 personal best, which he's already jumped in this 2015 Doha World Championships. Calms himself down. Focuses on what he needs to be doing. One push off, away he goes, and here comes Per Jonsson to see if he can improve on that jump of 7.15. No, he can't. That's a foul. Straight away. So he turns to the crowd. So Jonsson, barring something drastic happening, will stay in 1st place and will take the gold medal in the men's long jump T13 final. His last jump there, you could see he really went for something, did Per Jonsson. It didn't come off. He was looking for an even better jump than his personal best that he set in that 3rd round. It wasn't to be. But he will be the man who comes away with the gold medal. There it is, confirmation. In 2nd place, it's Kanyo Blanco with 6.75. And it is the Uzbekistani Shevarov who comes in with a bronze medal for his country on the opening day of these IPC Athletics World Championships in Doha.
Excellent performance for the Swede. He is the first champion of Doha 2015. At the Asian record a few seconds ago. But now, let's move to Heat 2 of the men's 200 metres T37.
Certainly a decent field in this one too. Liang of China, who goes in 3 with a season best of 24.46. And Kobasov of Russia, he goes in 4. In 5, it's Bolat of Kazakhstan, Whitehead from the USA running in lane 6, and the Egyptian Mustafa Fatala Mohammed, who goes in lane 7. And one South African in the opening heat of this in Van der Merwe. And we have another one in this in Charles de Toit, who runs from lane 8. So the breeze is slightly behind the athletes as they start at the 200-metre mark, but as they turn that corner and head into the home straight, it will be quite blusterly now into their faces as they approach the finishing line and move into that last 100 metres as they get themselves set for the start of this second heat in the opening round of the men's 200 metres T37. The first 3 in this heat, of course, qualify, and then we'll find out our 2 fastest qualifiers from this and the first heat who will move through to the final. Well, away they go around the corner. At first I thought they'd been called back, but not to be. It's on the outside there. It's Mohammed, the Egyptian, who's taken the lead, being chased down by de Toit on the outside, but it's the Egyptian Mustafa Fatala Mohammed who's there in second place. Can de Toit hold on? Coming through on the inside, though, it's the Russian Kobasov who takes second place. So there we have our 3. Mohammed in first place there, coming through in 24:51 to win the race. And that was all too easy, wasn't it, in the end? It was a case of getting out of the blocks. I actually thought the gun had gone twice there at one point. There was there was in the background, I thought one of the athletes actually pulled up because
the Chinese boy pulled up, and it's very disappointing for him because he pulled up, looked back, the starter said go, and he almost ran them down again.
Well, I think there was a bit of confusion there because the gun did go twice, whether it was an echo or whether it was an actual misfire of the gun a second time. But what happened was the athletes did run through. So at this stage, the result stands, but I suspect there might be a little bit of talk about that one and maybe a bit of a controversy, and we may even have someone who protests about that because, as you're right, the Chinese runner, he did pull up there and then all of a sudden he went again. So
he ran magnificently, though.
He did run magnificently, but there's the problem, isn't it, that he pulled up in the first place, so he's lost a bit of time there. But if you look at the outside, the man who's won it, in Mohammed, he didn't really get headed, did he? Once he hit that final 100 metres, he had a bit of a breeze into his face, but there was no doubt that he was going to come away with the result. And the Russian there, Kobasov, coming through in second, taking it when it looked like de Toit on the outside was going to take third place. All 3 of them go through, though, to the final.
I don't know about here, but I know IAAF level only costs something like 50 euros to appeal, and obviously if it's successful it gets refunded, so you get a lot of appeals, you get a lot of protests, but obviously you only hear about the successful ones.
Well, Liang ends up finishing in 5th place. Now, he pulled up there, didn't he, after the start? He must have given them a start of at least 20 or 30 metres by the time he pulled up and went again, so there has to be a question mark there as to what happened with the start and whether there's going to be a protest, and I'm sure as soon as we find out, we'll bring the news to you. But there is the result, confirmation: Mohammed in first, Kobasov in second, de Toit in third.
But if that Chinese boy does make the final, he'll be dangerous. He was looking great out the back.
Now let's bring you a new event, and this is another men's shot put. This is F36, and we're watching Mohammed El Kabi of the United Arab Emirates. .26 is opening round throw. It's being led by Vladimir Sviridov of Russia, 13.76. Sebastian Dietz of Germany, 13.20, and Pavel Petrovsky of Poland in third, 12.83. This is Reginald Bernarde of Namibia, who's a lifetime best of 12.33, which would be good enough for 5th at the moment. Season's best 11.18 wouldn't be. It'd only be 8th. Sviridov, our leader, setting a new world record in Berlin early in the year of 15.21. There's a lifetime best set this year of 15.70. That's just the quirk of the vagaries of the result system and what qualifies and what doesn't qualify as a PB and a world record. But he's the reigning world champion, Sviridov, from Lyon, 2 years ago, 14 metres 70. He's just about a metre off that at the moment. That's a foul by Bernarde, same as Al-Jor of Jordan and Vagianopoulos of Greece. So a bit of work for these boys to do. Into round 2, and this is Li Qiqing of China, 4th place, 12.73 at the moment. 13.96 is lifetime best set this year, which certainly would be good enough. Right now for gold, put him in the gold medal position at the very least. An improvement of 11 centimetres would put him in front. This was not an event at the Paralympic Games in London, but he goes into 3rd place, 13.06. And these the 8 going through to the final. The fastest losers being Onofrienko of Ukraine and Jelmer Boss of the Netherlands, Verdovin. 23.08 the fastest, and Zhang with that new area record, Asian record for China. So now the men's 200 metres T38. 2 of the 5 medalled at the last World Championships. That's Union Chikwale of South Africa, Edson Pinheiro of Brazil. Alexander Pankov did very well in the European Championships last year, the Belarusian. There's Hu of China, there's Poroshin of Russia. We don't have the European champion in this, Seneca Ukraine. And we don't have the world champion either.
Well, yes, I'm sitting up here with you. You get the pleasure of my company, so it's all coming up you at the moment. No, it's exciting to be up here and be able to watch this race. I'm looking for the boys to run well. I'd really love someone to come out and put a good time down and really set fire behind me.
21.82 is your world record from London 2012, and you have the championship record as well from Lyon 2 years ago, 21.95. Sequele winning bronze in the 400 metres in 2013. Pinheiro, bronze in the 100 in the last World Championships, again in Lyon 2013, and the same in London 2012. Behind you each time, obviously. Yeah,
I'd look for Pinheiro to take this heat out. This should be comfortable for him, but the South African in lane 3, I believe, will push him.
Sequele in 3 and Pinheiro in 4 have medalled in the last World Championships. Pankov very good in the Europeans last year for Belarus. Hu of China in 6, Poroshin of Russia in 7. But with the European, World and Paralympic champions not featuring in this, chance for a new name in the top of the roster. So away they go, the first time of asking. Pinheiro, worth watching, great start from him. Sequele, less so, but he'll really pick up as the race goes on. This has been actually a really solid start from the Chinese, who's doing brilliantly here. Pinheiro going very well in 2nd place. Sequele's coming back to the fore now. This is a great run by Hu. Well, where's he come from? 23.20. Pinheiro 2nd, Sequele in 3rd. 23.30 is a new lifetime best. Improves it by 0.09 of a second. And that's a new official time, 23.30. Hasn't been rounded up or down. Hu takes it. And Pinheiro and Sequele left in his wake.
That's a nice way to make me look like I don't know what I'm talking about, isn't it? The Chinese boy, they're coming. I've heard whispers about him, and he's been doing good things. But I think this will be his championships by the looks of it. That was a great run.
Well, it's fair to say that there's going to be more than the whisper about Hu in the future, isn't there? Because that was an absolutely outstanding run from the Chinese athlete, because he went around that bend there, and we talked about the other runners in the race, but all of a sudden he just snuck up and won in a fantastic time. But how difficult does it make it for you when you have to sit back and you see this type of thing happen and you really want to be out there? You see this new runner come through and you think, do you know what? I could beat him.
You know, it is what it is. You know, I would love to be out there and be able to race and compete and show him who's boss, I suppose. Hopefully, jeez. But with the performances he's laying down, he's obviously one to watch, and it's going to be pretty exciting to see him in the final.
Well, no Chinese whispers about who anymore. It was the season's best for Pinero, 23.85. It was the same time between he and Sakuele, but Sakuele getting second, Pinero third, and we'll have the full result for you shortly. But back to the men's shot put final, F36, and for Ukraine. This is one of our main contenders here, Mikola Dubrova, in 5th place. 12.33 in the opening round, and it certainly looks to be an improvement. Lifetime best set in the first round. I think he's improved on it. Round about 12.5 meters. Have to go beyond 13 to get into the medals right now, and that won't quite do it, but it is a new lifetime best for Mikola Dubrova as he throws 12.59. Coming up next for Russia, Vladimir Spiridov, the real class of the field, the reigning champion and world record holder, and that around 13 meters. He's thrown 13.76 already. That looks to be a little shy of that, maybe by around 20 centimeters or so. But quickly back to the track. Those who are competing in your event, Evan, what are the guys from Heat 2 going to make of this new sensation, if you like?
I know personally when I'm out on the track and I'm competing in the heats, I try just to focus on my own heat and winning that. But to be able to see that time come up on the board, they will have seen it, and they'll have seen the surprise there of the Chinese boy beating both the Brazilian and the South African. And I think a couple of them might be a little bit nervous in this second heat.
Yeah, 13.56 that was. Albert Chavor with a foul with his opening throw, the Jordanian. So can he get to the mark, get beyond 10 meters? That's a lifetime best, just shy of that, and that is going to be shy of 10. 9.91 is his lifetime best. 8.97 the furthest he's thrown this year. I reckon that's around 8.5, so we'll be up in 9th.
Yeah, possibly an improvement on his opening effort, of course, which was a foul. So. He's on the board with 8.45 is Aljbor.
Well, the major events continuing here, and this is Leonardo Diaz of Cuba in the men's discus F56. Now, this is an event which has been running for most of the day here. Since we got underway early this morning. It's been on for the last 2 hours. So in this event, you have 3 throws in a row, and then you come back if you're in the top 8, and you have your final 3 throws. So Diaz in the lead, 45.10, season's best in the second round, having started with a 43.70. And those in 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th have all had their throws now, so Diaz effectively is our gold medalist elect. 13 centimeters clear of the Iranian Ali Mohammadiari. Having gone to Vietnam in 3rd, further 6 meters down. He's put a huge amount into that. And Mitrovic, in winning the European title last year in the F54 world record. As I say, this is a multi-category event. Mohammadiari with the world record from Incheon in Korea last year. 45.49, but he hasn't beaten that today. 44.97 was his best. That's 44.09 for Diaz. And his final 2 events, the gold is just about his. Ibrahim of Egypt and Johnny Williams in the United States would have to improve basically by 10 meters in order to take the title. So who wins the first round heat? Personal best 23.30. Sakaowe and Pinero 2nd and 3rd with heat 2 on the way.
Heat 2 in the men's 200 meters T38. There we go there. Luca Velasquez who goes in 3. And after seeing what we saw in the previous event, I suspect China's Wenjun Zhao.
Well, again, I would
probably
say
someone to look at.
Well, again, I would say out in the outside lane, Diane of the Horse of South Africa should take this one out, but Chinese have been surprising in this event.
Well, they're away now, so let's just see how the Chinese does get on, because at the moment he's through there and he takes the lead going round. But as you talk about Diane Buis, he goes into the lead on the outside lane with the China on the inside. And Zhao, it looks like he's just snuck ahead of the South African. He's going to just get to the line ahead of him. It doesn't really matter in the end. If anything, I think the South African Buis might have got across the line in first place. Whatever it is, it's 23.16. Both of them qualify in. Buis, the South African, and Wenjun Zhao. So Buis does get the win with 23.15 on the outside, Zhao on the inside. Just slowing up a little bit as he gets to the line, because the two of them obviously are going through to the final there, but a fairly comfortable race for both those runners going through to the final.
I think the Chinese and the South African, they knew what was going on. They knew they just had to be up in the front and they'd make it through to the final. Both of them have had silver medals behind me. The Chinese boy in Beijing and Diane in London. So those two are major competitors and they know each other well, so they'll probably just cruising next to each other then.
If we're looking ahead to the final, then how this is going to pan out, there's certainly a group of 3 or 4 athletes there without yourself in it that are going to make it a really good contest.
Yeah, those the two Chinese boys and the South African will I think they'll turn it into a pretty good race. Times were pretty similar. There's obviously a little bit of a headwind this morning, but in that race, actually, that was a little bit of a tail. It looks like the wind switched around a little bit. I'd look for them to go a little bit faster in the finals. I'd hope so.
Well, there's Buis going through with Zhao in second place, and Hooker Velasquez there also qualifying along with Alcire with PBs for those two, and Kyle Edward Whitehouse, the Canadian, who goes through in 5th place with 24.11. So there's your 8 going through to the final. Buis, Zhao Wen, Zhao, Sekaway, Hooker Velasquez, Pinheiro, Alcide and Whitehouse are through to the men's 200-metre T38 final.
Back to the second of the men's shot put competitions of the day. This is the F36 gold in the F42 earlier for Alid Davis. This is Reginald Bernardet, who fouled in the opening round. Zviridov is leading this with 13.76. The Namibian down the field with that opening round red flag, but I think that's around 11 metres, which should put him into the top 8 or 9. Emil Sarek in 8th place at the moment with 11.05. A third of the field from the Middle East, United Arab Emirates with 2, Al-Kabi and Mubarak. Al-Jabor of Jordan also there, and Bernardet in 8th place now, 11.17.
Well, it's the Chinese athlete who is currently in 3rd position. The lead. With his best of 13.06 heading into it. Well, that one there looks like it's a little bit further. Slightly further than his opening 2 efforts. It's his 3rd of this competition. That one there looks like it's around the 13.20, 13.30 mark. So it looks like it's an improvement on his opening throw. So that should lift him up into 3rd place, which it does, 13.31. So he's improving with each and every throw. 3 to go. 3 he's improved on each time, with 3 more, and he's in position number 3. So Vidovic of Croatia, he currently sits in 6th place. His 3rd attempt after fouling the 2nd time, 12 metres 10 in 6th position. Looking to improve and lift himself up And that doesn't look like it's an improvement. Although it might be very, very close to what he threw. His opening of 12.10, foul in the second. And this one's certainly around the 12-metre mark, give or take. So it doesn't look like he's going to make any improvement on sixth position where he currently sits at the present time. There it comes in, 11.99. So Albin Vidovic still remains in sixth position. So Michał Zaric of Poland is up next. Now he's in ninth position, 11.05 for his second. His best after throwing 10.32 in the opening one, a PB of 11.05 in his second throw. Well, that one there is certainly over the 10-metre mark, but looks as though he's fouled in that one there, so he won't improve on his position. Marcin Michał of Poland remains in ninth position in the men's shot put F36 final here on a very sunny day in Doha. And that's one of the, I think, key things here with these athletes is to make sure that they stay nice and cool and rehydrate themselves between events. There's tents you can see around where the throwing surface is or the running track, but it's important that they make sure they get back in there because you can dehydrate ever so quickly in these conditions. Evan, have you ever run as we keep on watching the shot put? We'll just wait to see here the man who leads here, Sviridov, who steps up for his third throw. 13.76 with his first throw. Here comes his third after 13.56, slightly less in his second, but that one there looks like it's a much, much better throw. Sviridov, of course, holds the championship record from 2013 in Lyon and also holds the world record from Berlin earlier this year, which he set at 15.21. And that one there is certainly not out of the 14s, it's still in the 13s, but it's a much further throw than either of his first two. So 13.82 for Vladimir Sviridov, so still a long way off his world record and championship record. But he leads. Just going back there quickly, Evan, there to the rehydration. How important is it to have you run in conditions like this?
Look, I'm coming from Australia. I've run in hot conditions, but these are new for me. I mean, if I was over here competing, I would be really worried about keeping hydrated, especially when a couple of the athletes, for example, the T38 200 metres we've just watched, they're going to have their final this evening. So they're going to be back out here. I mean, yes, it will be evening, it'll be cooler, but they've already been in the sun. So, you know, you get that tiredness in the afternoon if you've been in the sun all day. And I've said to a couple of the Australian athletes, I've said, make sure you have a sugary drink, unbranded, of course, in your bag. And just in case you start feeling that little bit flat, gulp it down, get the sugars in there, get the water in there, and get pepped up.
Absolutely. Well, Ayman Algebor has made his last throw, or third throw, of 8.57 in the F36 shot put final.
Women's 100 metres, T37, and one of our great champions, Marie-Françoise Allie of France, goes in this, the reigning Paralympic, European and world champion. Also in this for Russia, the silver medalist from last year's Europeans, Sapoznikova. Jenny McLaughlin of Great Britain goes in lane 2, 14.21 a lifetime best from this year. Fekalina of Russia. It's the first three who go through, and the next two fastest losers across both semi-finals. Françoise Allie with the world record in Lyon. A championship record in Lyon 2 years ago. The world record was set a couple of weeks earlier in Saint-Cyr-sous-Loire, but it was by the Rhone, in which she took definitive glory. So McLaughlin of Great Britain in 2, Sapoznikova of Russia in 3, Francois Elie of France in 4, Fekelina Russia 5, Benson Namibia 6, Forder of Germany in 7, and Cao of China in lane 8. Francois Elie, gold medals in the last 3 major championships. And away at the first time of asking. Benson also 3 major championship medals, including gold in the 200 at London 2012. But here comes Mandy Francois Elie, the great champion she is, coming through to win. Sapaznikova second, McLaughlin third, and 13.89 is the winning time, and that's very close to a season's best, and that obviously the unofficial time. But what a good result for Francois Elie, putting down the marker very well. In Sapaznikova in second place for Russia, McLaughlin third for Great Britain. 13.87 is the confirmed official winning time for Francois Elie, and that, Evan, is only 0.06 of a second outside a season's best, and Mandy Francois Elie looks in really good form.
It looks like she's coming into form right at the right time here. She's run just close to her season's best, but she was pulled up across the line there. She knew she was in command and just pulled it up, showed off a little bit. You know, you've got to scare the opposition a little bit. Just show that she's got a little bit left in the tank.
We did have a few world records in the heats in Lyon. Be very difficult to run a world record in heat like this very early, the hazy heat of Doha. It's just coming up to midday local time. Great effort for Mandy Francois Elie. Fabulous champion, one of the faces of the games in Lyon in advance 2 years ago.
And that into a 1.2 headwind as well.
13.87 the winning time. Sapaznikova second for Russia, 14.20, and McLaughlin third for Great Britain, 14.40. Benson in fourth, 14.70 is the target for everyone else. Good performance by Francois Elie.
Well, let's head back to Sebastian Dietz in the third round of the men's shot put F36 final. Currently in first position. What can he come up with here? That looks a lot better than his previous throw of 13.20. He fouled in his second one. He's in fourth position. What's he done with this one? He looks a much, much happier man with that throw there. Good technique, good push. And that is a long throw by the German. He must be happy with that one. And I'm sure he's going to be happy when he sees that mark come in, because it is a certain improvement on 13.20. Well, 14.64, which puts him into the lead. That is a lifetime best for Sebastian Dietz. A fantastic throw for the German in his third throw of this competition. As we see Saeed Mubarak of the UAE with his third attempt, 8.74 for his opening effort. Well, he's certainly got it there and given that some. I'm not too sure whether he's too happy with it, though. He currently sits down 11th position. The man from the UAE. So I suggest he may be used to throwing in these type of conditions. But that's a red flag. So Mubarak, he remains in 11th position after a foul and a best throw of 8.74 in his second throw. As we see Petrovsky of Poland, 13.32, his best so far. Season best, as a matter of fact, of Pavel Petrovsky. Certainly not an improvement on that season best that he threw just a little while ago. Maybe the arm getting out a little bit too wide there, not giving him that elevation and push which he needed. Not too far off what he threw though. 13.15 for his third, which leaves him, as you were, in third position as we get ready for the second heat in the women's 100 metres T37. After seeing Françoise Ali run in that opening race, it's tough to see, regardless of what happens in this second heat here, as to who is going to top her when it comes to the final. But we look through the list, we've got Lee of China, who's running in 2. Kadina Cox of Great Britain, who goes in 3. Svetlana Sergeyeva of Russia in 4. And Scaroni from Argentina in 5. Hermitage of Great Britain, Georgina, who goes from 6. Maria Seifert of Germany in 7. And Jodie Elkington, the Australian, who goes from lane 8. Well, they're just being asked to stand up there. A bit of movement. And the official asking them to stand and return to the earlier positions. Yeah, just a bit of movement there. No one actually jumped, but there was still some twitching going on. Certainly looks like it's going to be a fast enough race. I mentioned there a moment ago, though, whether it's going to be fast enough to win this when it comes to the final. We see there Jodie Elkington, a season best of 14.6, which is also a PB, which she ran earlier this year. She'll be running from lane 8. Watch out for Georgina Hermitage, who's running from lane 6. Expect her to be well up there at the finish of this race. Well, this time they're away is Hermitage, who gets out there, but next to her is the German in Maria Seifert, who's also out there, and the other Great Britain runner, Kadina Cox, who's coming through, taking the lead on the inside in lane 3, and it's Cox who'll go across, with Hermitage taking second place for Great Britain in a 1-2, and it looks on the far side of that was the Chinese athlete Lee, who's taken third place there. Cox going across in a time of 13.59, which is a new championship record and a new world record for Kadina Cox. Well, that is something we didn't expect, isn't it? What an absolutely stunning effort from Kadina Cox. She looked like she was doing it so easily there from Georgina Hermitage, and that is a world record for Kadina Cox. Well, coming into this, I'm not too sure whether anyone thought that Françoise Ali was going to be headed with her records that have stood since the last championships in 2013. That championship record of 13.7, and just before that she set a record of 13.68. But that is an outstanding effort from Kadina Cox.
Outstanding effort. It'll be interesting now in the final to see these two go head-to-head. The world record holder being toppled in the heats on a hot day. It's shaping up to be a good final, this one.
Well, we talked about Mandy Françoise Ali, didn't we, in the earlier race, and how she pulled up before the line. The question has to be asked now, though, if she'd have pushed through the line, could she have had a chance at the world record as well? Cox holds it at the moment. It's going to make that final ever so exciting.
How much does she have in the tank? That's the question.
Well, that is the question. I suppose if people are going to look at it from an optimistic point of view, they'll be saying it's over 100 metres and she's going to have time to recover before she does run in that. And there is Kadina Cox with a world record of 13.59, winning it from her compatriot Georgina Hermitage, who came in 13.79, a wind of a negative 0.1 there as well in that. So that is a fantastic. Here we have the winner of the discus throw, the F56, Leonardo Diaz, with a throw of 45.10 for the Cuban. So he picks up the gold medal in the men's discus throw. And there we have the full confirmation of the results discus throw F36. Leonardo Diaz at 45.10. Ali Mohammed Rari in 44.97, and Nagoyan with a personal best in 38.94, picking up that bronze medal. But what an effort from Kadina Cox to break the world record in the women's 100 metres T37 event. May well you might have the binoculars out, sir, because that was a fantastic effort from the British runner Kadina Cox. There is that confirmation yet again, through to the final, obviously, in 13.59 seconds. Mandy Francoise Ali in 13.79. Hermitage goes through as the third best qualifier. What a final that promises to be when that races.
So on we go. Final events on the track in the opening session. T53, we're back to the wheelchairs. It's the second fastest category, if you like. 100 metres T53. And this features the 200 metres European champion, Pierre Fairbank of France. Anna Helgi Larsson won bronze in the 200 last year in Swansea. Reigning world champion in this is Brent Lakitos of Canada. He goes in Heat 2, won gold in the 1 and 2. So it's Larsson of Iceland in this. Bronze in the Europeans last year. Kunyets of Thailand in 2, Gritsenko of Russia 3, Pio of Thailand 4, Sutter of Switzerland 5, Fairbank, France 6, Yu China 7, Kimbrough USA 8, looking to get off to a very good start, and he has, and Fairbank sliding away, and Yu also of China, but Fairbank's going very well in lane 6 for France, 200 metres European champion, 100 silver last year, he's going to take it, Fairbank wins, Yu in second, and Sutter in third, that's the 1, 2, 3, solid French victory, 15:35 unofficial. Has a season's best, lifetime best actually of this year, 14:91, which is not bad going for the 44-year-old as he is now. And Pio has been given third place. Goes through 15.71. Fairbank winning 15:37, that's been rounded down to. You in second, 15:64, and Pio in third. The next two fastest losers to progress, but a good, solid victory for the man who finished in second place in the Europeans last year and third in the Worlds in Lyon and home soil 2 years ago. Good start it was. Bit of John Woo there also. But he met the challenge to Fairbank and he came through to get the win. 15:35, solid time. World record set last year by a man we'll see shortly, Brent Lakitos, 14.17. But that was a firm display, and he was never really troubled, was he, in the end, Evan, with you left at arm's length?
No, he wasn't troubled at all. I think he'll be happy with that race and get through to the final and be shaping up to meet the man that we're about to see on the track, who should set it alight, if not now, in the final.
Fairbank winning 15:37, you in second place, Pio third, and they are the automatic qualifiers. So if you're watching us around Qatar, we'd love to see you here this evening. Evening sessions are getting underway at 4 p.m. every day. There are only 3 morning sessions after this. Morning sessions getting underway around 9:30 a.m., which is somewhat surprisingly 8:30 Central European time, or at least it is this week before your clocks change. We're only an hour ahead of Central Europe. Back to the shot put.
Albin Vidovic of Croatia. In 6th position, 11.92, or 12.10 I should say, was his best throw before that. A foul and 11.99 as his second and third. The best place to be, I think, under there, relaxing. 11.52, confirmation of his fourth throw. So he remains in 6th position in this F36 shot put final.
I think we'll be watching this for a good while to come, because this is round 4. There's still 2 rounds to go after this. But we're left with the top 8 now.
Dabrova of the Ukraine there with his fourth throw. He was currently in 5th position. 12.59 was his best. And that one there looks like it might be a slight bit further. It is a third of a foul, and his fourth has taken him. He's into 5th position at 12 metres and 71. So we now look ahead to the men's 100-metre T53, the second heat in that first round. And there is the man we heard about a moment or two ago, Brent Lakatos, married to Steph Reid of Great Britain, the long jumper, who of course isn't competing in these World Championships. So no doubt she'll be cheering on Brent Lakatos in this event. And we made the mistake before, didn't we, saying about Francois Emily, that there was no doubt that she was going to go through there and possibly win this competition. Then what happens? All of a sudden, Cox of Great Britain breaks the world record. So let's see now in the second heat. Of course, Brent Lakatos, he won gold in Toronto in the men's 100-metre, 400-metre and 800-metre T53 races. So let's see what he does in this race here in the second heat in the T53 men's 100 metres as they line up there. Larusin in 1, Krunget in 2, Ritsengo in 3, Paya in 4, Sata in 5, Fairbank and away they go. Lakatos in lane 5 there with the white helmet on. He's taken straight to the front as the Canadian. He's burnt the rest of the field away. On his inside there, it's Lee from China who's taken second place. And then in third place, coming in, is Great Britain's Moitez Yomni, who takes third place, but 14.62 for Brent Lakatos. He set a championship record in Leon of 14.51. So he's slightly off the mark there, but he's certainly well within his reaches to possibly make a new world or championship record a little bit later on. Yomni there qualified in third place, as I said, from Great Britain, and Lee coming through from China in 15.26 seconds to take third place, and Yomni in 15.79 seconds. So there are your three who go through to the next round. Lakatos of Canada in first, Lee of China in second, and Moitez Yomni of Great Britain who comes through in third place. But Brent Lakatos there was no doubt there. As soon as he got out of the blocks, he was going to win that one. And he's certainly looking good for a gold medal and also possibly a championship or even world record. Well, yeah, close to the championship record already there, and only in the heats, streaked away with it and looked the goods. We'll just wait confirmation after those two heats of who does go through to the final. Lakatos, Lee and Yomni go through as qualifiers from winning top 3 places in that second heat in the T53. We know who 6 of them are. We can work out who the fastest qualifiers are that go through to the final. Of course, the 2 fastest qualifiers. And if we look towards the bottom of the screen there, we can see it is Fahad Al-Ghanadi and Pichel Krunget, who goes through as the 2 fastest qualifiers. Brent Lakatos of Canada, outstanding out there in front, 14.64.
So that should round off the track action for the opening session. We still have one field final coming. This is the men's shot put F36. We've already seen Alan Davis of Great Britain win the F42 shot put ahead of Syed Mohammedian of Iran. Men's discus going to Leonardo Diaz of Cuba. That in the F56 category. Women's shot put going to Zhu Lijuan of China, 8:37. That a lifetime best. That's a very good throw, by the way, from the Chinese competitor here. The men's long jump, T13. We saw Per Jonsson of Sweden win that lifetime best, 7.15 meters. So we've seen all those gold medals decided, and we're going to concentrate on this shot put pretty much until the end of the session. Sebastian Dietz of Germany is our leader there with his 3rd round throw of 14.64. Lee, 13.31 previously, down in 4th place, a centimetre behind Petrovsky of Poland. He's in the medals now. He's gone up to 3rd place, 13.81, and he's only 3 centimetres away from silver. So Petrovsky has got nothing in his hands at the moment. Down into 4th place, 13.32, finds himself 50 centimetres outside of the medals all of a sudden, having been a centimetre into them. That's just beyond 13 metres by Petrovsky. And that was the season's best as well. He's going to have to ramp it up massively. We have a quote, by the way, from Kadina Cox, who set the world record a few minutes ago in the women's 100 metres T37, 13.59, lowering the world record of Mandy Francois-Elie by 900ths of a second. And she said if she realised she was going so fast, she wouldn't have eased up on the line. World record might go in the final. It's going to be quite a joust between her and Francois-Elie, certainly. 13.08 for Petrovsky, his 4th round throw. And he goes into 4th place. But that, Evan, absolutely scintillating. And we have our first world record of the games here in Doha.
First world record, and maybe another one to come from the same athlete. So pretty exciting. It can happen like that with, especially with newer athletes, that they don't realise how fast they're going. They're relaxed and they run through and get a good time. Then they find out how fast they're going and they slow up.
I think what confused me, we just now see Zviridov, who's about to throw his 5th throw in the shot put, currently sitting in 2nd position, his 4th. Out it goes. I'll just come back to Kadina Cox in just a moment or two's time. That throw is out there. It's from Zviridov. Obviously looking to get further up towards the man who's in 1st place, in Sebastian Dietz. He's got a long way to go to get there. Well, 13.84. He's improved on his previous throw of 13.82. So he remains in 2nd position. He's 3 centimetres ahead of Li Gongqing of China.
And here is our leader, Sebastian Dietz. It's his 4th round throw, 14.64 in the 3rd round, to take the lead by 80 centimetres ahead of Zviridov. He's still about 60 centimetres off the world record. It was a lifetime best that he achieved in round 3. Improved it by about half a metre. That's beyond 14. That looks quite close to his previous mark, definitely. Well, he's a man in form. He'd only broken 14 metres marginally in his life prior to today. He's done it twice in the same competition here. That is not an improvement, but he maintains his advantage. 14.41 is 23 centimetres shy of his lifetime best from the previous round. Bernardo of Namibia. Just got into the final 8, so his competition did not end early, the Namibian. Well, if you're at home watching him in Namibia, I hope it's filling you full of enthusiasm. Got in by 21 centimetres or so. They're racing through. We're into round 5 now, by the way. It's reverse order throws, so Bernardo first, then Shaveronok of Ukraine. The track action is over. We've about 15 minutes left of this. A couple of medal ceremonies to come to round off the opening day's action. But the good news, Tolson, the great news is the sun's gone past the grandstand and it's actually cooled down now. Makes a change.
It's good. We're in a position now, aren't we, to not be sunburned anyway, as we continue on with the shot put. Zvronokov of Ukraine there with his 5th throw. 11.92 for his second, which currently leaves him in 7th position. And that one there won't be too dissimilar.
A real turnaround in what we've seen in comparison to last year's European Championships, where Surodov took the gold and Dietz took the silver by a margin of almost 1.5 meters. Petrovsky was in 3rd there, and he's just outside here.
Well, Sebastian Dietz, if anyone catches him at the moment, they're doing very, very well. He leads with 14.64, a lifetime best for him.
That was the medal order, by the way, for the last World Championships in Lyon as well. Sviridov, Dietz, Petrovsky. As the Croat, Vidovic, comes in. Was a solid 12-meter thrower going into the competition, and he still is here today. 12.17 is his lifetime best, 12.14 is his season's best, and it's around that mark. So that's consistency at the very least. Excellent field events nation. Blanka Vlasic getting back to her best in the high jump at the IAAF World Championships in Beijing a couple of months ago. Perkovic, brilliant in the discus, European Olympic world champion. And that is a centimetre away from his lifetime best, Vidovic, and that's very good going for him. Lying around 6th place at the moment. Well, that's the vista we're going to get used to all week. Doha looking good. So here how things stand at the moment. Dietz leading the way with his lifetime best of 14.64. Li of China's moved up in the past few seconds, by the way, I can tell you, with a new Asian record, 14.52. Sviridov, the reigning world and European champion at the moment, intriguingly, is down in 3rd place. And there's no reigning Paralympic champion in this, by the way. This was not competed for at London 2012, though Dietz did win the discus in the F35 and F36. So we're joining this live. We have skipped Lee's throw of 14.52, so he'll have to do something fantastic in the final round to impress us. So Dietz, his penultimate throw. Oh, that is fabulous. Now, the championship record is 14.70. The world record is 15.21. I thought that was beyond 15 meters.
That is going to be a very big throw when we work out. It may well be a championship record, though, which Sviridov, who's currently in 3rd position, holds at 14.70 set in Lyon 2 years ago. Let's see what this one is.
Yes, it's a championship record. It's not past 15 meters, though. It's 14.87. He improves his lead by 35 centimeters over Lee, with Lee's Asian record, and Dietz now is a championship record.
And he's now a championship record holder, is Sebastian Dietz. A fantastic throw. He's been in fine fettle throughout this competition. 13.20 with his first throw, a foul in his second, 14.64 in his third, 14.41 in his fourth, and a championship record of 14.87. That's Reginald Bernardi who currently sits in 8th position, the Namibian. We saw him a moment or two ago. He comes up for his final throw in this competition, a best so far of 11.26. And that one, though, is just short of 11 metres, I would suggest, for Bernardi.
Now, if a competition isn't considered strong enough, if there aren't enough people at a high competitive level, then the event simply is not held, which is why this wasn't at the last Paralympic Games, and it wasn't actually at the 2012 European Championships as well, but it has been at every major championship since. So good prospect we'll see this in Rio next year. And with competition like this, let's absolutely hope so. So the first of the medal ceremonies here, and it's the men's shot put F42. This was the first event of the Games, and it was the first to conclude. Alan Davis in the middle, the first gold medalist of Doha 2015. And it being the first medal ceremony of these championships, we've got blue chip medal awardees. The president of the International Paralympic Committee, Sir Philip Craven.
دكتور ثاني عبد الرحمن الكواري رئيس اللجنة المنظمة لبطولة العالم لذوي الاحتياجات الخاصة دوحة 2015.
Winner of the bronze medal.
الفائز بالميدالية البرونزية.
Representing Germany, Frank Tiedemeyer.
It's another fabulous record to join the annals for Frank Tiedemeyer of Germany. 43 years old now and still winning major championship medals. He was 5th when Alan David was 4th in Christchurch in the World Championships in 2011. Tiedemeyer gets a brilliant bronze. New sensation from Iran. A new continental record, area record for Asia. 14 meters 54. Syed Mohammadian of Iran suddenly becomes a big contender for Rio. But retaining his world title. World champion for the second time. European champion to boot. Bronze at London 2012. It's another glorious success.
And IPC Athletics World Champion.
الفائز بالميدالية الذهبية وبطل العالم لألعاب القوى.
Representing Great Britain, Alan Davis.
Championship record, 14 meters 95. Alan Davis of Great Britain gets the first gold of Doha. Great glory for Great Britain, for Wales, and for Bridget.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you are able for the national anthem of Great Britain.
السيدات والسادة، الرجاء الوقوف في حد القدرة للسلام الوطني للمملكة المتحدة.
Ladies and gentlemen, your IPC Athletics World Championship medalists.
السيدات والسادة، حيوا معنا أصحاب الميداليات أبطال العالم.
So what a success for Great Britain and Alan Davis, with silver for Mohammadian of Iran, and Tiedemeyer of Germany takes the bronze medal. success. And I mean, Davis really on home soil took glory in a canter in Swansea last year, but it's going to be a big battle if he is to claim gold in Rio, having won bronze at London 2012.
Yes, certainly it's going to be a difficult time for Aled Davis, but when we heard from him yesterday at the press conference, his demeanour, his positivity, his optimism about how he was going to be performing, there was certainly no doubt as to what he believed was going to happen today, that he was going to pick up the gold medal. And with a bit of luck, we'll be hearing from him during our broadcast over the next 10 days. He's quite happy to come up and have a natter away with us and talk about the fact that he believed he was going to win a gold medal. As we go back to the shot put live with Pavel Petrovsky.
Yeah, we're near the end now. Petrovsky is in 4th place. He's the 3rd last to throw. They stay in rotation these days in the final round. It used to be 8-1, but now they keep the same rotation for rounds 4, 5, and 6. So Lee has thrown, and he will not improve from 2nd place. 14.41. So can Petrovsky get into the medals? 13.32 is his best. Bronze in the last World Championships in Lyon and the Europeans in Swansea. He hasn't broken 14 metres, which he had to do to improve from 4th place. So even though it's a season's best for him, 13.32 to date, he will not medal. Petrovsky's lifetime best is 13.77, so even that would not be enough to win a medal today. The standard has shot up immeasurably, immediately. 13.36. It's his best of the day. It's a new season's best, but 4th for Petrovsky. And the next throw will effectively determine our gold medalist. Sviridov is now in 3rd. The outgoing world champion, the reigning European champion, 14.41 is best, an improvement of 50 centimetres, and he overtakes Dietz. Can he do it? An immense effort. That should improve him at least 1 place, but will it get him up to gold? And Dietz still has 1 throw to go after this. Brilliant effort by a true champion, Sviridov. 14.41 is what he'd achieved, and that so close to Dietz. Surely he feels it's brilliant. Has he made it? 14.87 is the mark he must get. He will be very close, but not close enough. Sviridov, the silver, 14.79, and Sebastian Dietz of Germany is the new world champion.
Well, Sviridov there is up into 2nd place, but it is Sebastian Dietz with 1 throw to go who will be the world champion, and also with a championship record as well of 14.87.
Oh, great throwing. That was a brilliant competition. And as we say, there have been a couple of championships in previous years in which that has missed. Dietz's throw will be interrupted by our 2nd medal ceremony of Doha 2015. And we've got 212 of these. It's the men's long jump T13, and it's one of the great athletics nations. It's really one of the great anthems, actually, that take the honours here. And another tremendous success for Per Jonsson. So anyway, Evan, what's it like going up on the podium, as you've done this pretty much everywhere, at every event for Lord knows how long?
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, to get out there and be finally rewarded for all the hard work that you've done at home while no one was watching. You get to get up on the stadium, get into the centre of the stadium while everyone is watching. So it's really nice to get up there and listen to your anthem, because you know when you've heard your anthem that you've done the job right.
So bronze in this with a new Asian record for Uzbekistan, Bekyon Chevarov.
Uzbekistan, Bekyon Chevarov.
Great success for the 22-year-old. It was Tobias Jonsson who took bronze last year at the Europeans in Swansea, gold and silver then, the same as here. Uzbekistan is just over the sporting border into Asia. Great result by the Azeri.
Representing Spain, Ivan Jose Caño-Blanco.
Ivan Jose Caño-Blanco of Spain took silver at the Europeans last year. Wasn't in the medals at the last World Championships 2 years ago. Only turned 20 this year. He and Per Jonsson might dominate this for a few years to come. His first global long jump medal.
Gold medalist and IPC Athletics World Champion.
الفائز بالميدالية الذهبية وبطل العالم لألعاب القوى لذوي الاحتياجات الخاصة.
Representing Sweden, Per Jonsson.
The European champion who finished with bronze at the last World Championships in Lyon 2 years ago, elevated to the top step of the podium. Took a lifetime best to do it, 7 meters 15. But Per Jonsson wins the gold medal for Sweden.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you are able for the national anthem of Sweden.
السيدات والسادة، الرجاء الوقوف في حال القدرة للسلام الوطني لدولة السويد.
So Sweden has the European indoor long jump champion in Michael Tornius, and now in Parasport the men's long jump champion at a world level, T13, Per Jonsson. Beats Caño-Blanco into silver again as he did in the Europeans last year, and Chevarov with a great result for Uzbekistan. And for them it is a very, very welcome bronze medal. Great performance by Radislav Chevarov, and that is only their second ever medal at an IPC Athletics World Championships. They won silver 2 years ago. Men's triple jump, Donior Saliev. They've kept it going in the jumping events. Chevarov this time, Caño-Blanco the silver for Spain, and Jonsson the gold for Sweden. And the final throw coming up for our new world champion in the men's shot put.
Sebastian Dietz cannot be beaten. But I tell you, Zvirodov went close, didn't he, with his second to last throw there of the whole group. But Dietz now, knowing he's got it in the bag, up he comes. What will he go? He knows he's won it anyway with a throw of 14.87, which is also a new championship record. Beating that as Zvirodov, the man who won this at the last event in Lyon back in 2013. It's a foul, but it doesn't matter because Sebastian Dietz has taken the gold medal away from Vladimir Zvirodov, who came into this as the favourite, having won in Lyon back in 2013. Could only manage 14.79 though after a rather slow start. But what an effort from Sebastian Dietz, the German thrower. There is confirmation of the championship record of 14.87. Zvirodov coming in 14.79. Li Kuqing with an Asian record of 14.52, and Pavel Petrovsky coming in 4th place.
Great success for Germany as they get their first medal of the Games. Excellent competition, beating Zvirodov who came back very strongly towards the end with his final round throw of 14.79. And that's it. It's been a brilliant opening morning here in Doha. And we'll be back in just over 3 hours' time for the first evening session of Doha 2015.
Of making the impossible possible. It's called energy within. BP is proud to help Paralympians discover theirs.
تود اللجنة المنظمة لبطولة العالم لألعاب القوى لذوي الإعاقة دوحة 2015.